Hi, Renee McLaughlin here, CEO of My Stretch Studio. Actually, I'm now calling myself the Chief Movement Officer. I thought that was really clever. Anyway, thanks for coming on here today and watching my Facebook Live. Now, today, what I'd like to talk about is what exactly constitutes a well-designed anti-aging workout routine. Yes, I'm going to use the routine word and I'm going to share with you why in a minute. But let me take you back a second and let me ask you a question. Have you found yourself trying when you get out of bed, and you're like, oh my goodness, I'm so tight. My body is constricted. I'm in pain. It takes forever to just kind of wake up. And after a while, you're just so sick and tired of being sick and tired. And your thought is, oh, is this what aging is really like? Well, I'm here to tell you it doesn't have to be. It's not really about aging. What it is that you have spent more time using poor biomechanics and just not moving the body daily in a way that requires moving. So it's not just aging, it's aging without doing the wonderful things that I'm going to share with you today. So what do? We go, okay, I've read all this stuff about what we need to do as we get older and I'm feeling crappy, so I'm just going to go, I'm going to run to the gym, I'm going to get me a trainer, and I'm going to start lifting weights, or I'm going to go and I'm going to do some heavy yoga because I've heard that that's really good. And then you go off and do that, and then you are stiffer and sore than you've ever been before. Now, you might get a little bit of energy, but oh my goodness, you're not going to feel great. Now, why is that? Well, it's not that any of these things are bad or wrong. And if you're doing them and they're working great for you, that's wonderful, okay? But what I want to share with you is all the new science that is really talking about and learning about, are you ready? Fascia. Yes, it's so much about that fascia. Now, let me explain to you what science is learning about the fascia. Fascia is this beautiful collagen protein that's like, they're like in filaments, like tissue paper, all throughout the body. I go like this because that's my visualization of it. And the fascia connects every single part of your body. It's like holding you in. It's tissue paper that's holding in all of your organs and all your muscles and your joints. They're even like fascia trousers up in here and in your knees. So you know when you're not moving a lot and all of a sudden you get up and you're like, oh, my knees hurt. Well, it's not necessarily the knees. It's that fascia that's around here gets bound up. So what does that mean? Well, we have, as we said, this beautiful fascia, and it requires movement to keep the filaments moving like this, and it requires hydration under here. And the way that we do this, you keep hearing my word, right, is through this beautiful, slow, deliberate movement. So when we aren't moving like this on a daily basis, that fascia begins to get bound up and dehydrated and more bound up. It's almost like this glue that's like this. And when that fascia gets bound up, we can't even begin to get to our muscles because it just keeps getting tighter and tighter, and we get like this and like this. Now, I want to share with you some really interesting new things that science is also finding about the fascia. So I want you to think about this. The body has its own communication system. Right now, when you're like, Renee, what do you mean a communication system? Well, think about this. We have, I don't know how many trillion cells in our body, right? And we have little cells that are in our heart. We have heart cells and a pancreas cell and a muscle cell. And all these cells need to work together in order to keep our bodies moving with all the millions of different things it needs to do. And how does it know? How does the heart cell know to be a heart and to do the heart cell things and the muscle to do the muscle cell things? Because it's this amazing, intricate communication system. So where does that communication system come from? Where's it coming? Well, we know that we obviously have neurotransmitters, right? And neurons that go down and give information, definitely. We have information that comes from our heart. Yes, a lot of communication, even from the heart up to the brain. It's a huge electrical system, right, that's giving out information. But you know where else is a huge information system? And that is in the fascia. Right where the fascia then meets the rest of the body is all kinds of information. And it's information that allows the body to communicate with each other. So again, let's go back and think. When we are not moving and the body is getting more and more bound up and we're getting more and more stressed out and we're like this, we begin to get into pain, right? And we get more cemented in there. And the oxygen cannot get in to nourish the body. The nutrients can't get around there. So are you starting to see the amazing importance of really moving the body in a way that breaks up that fascia, hydrates it, and begins to get not only the fascia moving, but the hydration there so that the whole information system of the body can be healed and communicate again freely. Is that not just amazing? I mean, it's just, you know, that we didn't know this before, but this is really new information, really only coming out in the last 5 to 10 years, and we can use it. Now, how do we start to work that fascia? Well, it's through very slow, relaxed movement. Yeah, exactly what we're doing when we do both our relax and release stretches, where we go on the floor, we shut our eyes, we start to move, we begin to sense where our bodies are holding that fascia, where the connective tissues in our own bodies are being held through bound fascia that we're unbinding, and then through where our own stress reflex comes in. So we have a stress reflex that we've had our whole life. Something happens, we go like this, we contract, right? And then that's a muscle memory that we have to begin to unwind and unlock. And thanks, girls. I just want to stop and say hi, and thank you so much for those hearts. I so appreciate it. I hope this is some good new information for you to help you with this. So that's why we're doing so much of this beautiful relax and release. And this is really one of the reasons I think that this is different from some of the yogas. Okay, it's not that those don't work, but you really have to go in. That's the very first part of a beautifully well-designed anti-aging workout. We first have to loosen it all up and get that working. Now, once we've started to loosen the fascia, moving the body, beginning to relax some of those places in our hips, right, down in our lower back and our neck and shoulders, now we can begin to, with focus, go in and find what muscles actually need to be strengthened and toned. Now, you probably think, oh, we want to strengthen and tone all those muscles. But you know something? What's really interesting is, as you begin to do this work, really going in the body and finding it, what you find is some of the places that you thought were weak really are very tightly wound and are actually pretty strong. And what do I mean by this? But sometimes I'll go back on somebody's back and I'll just feel them right in around here, and it's rock hard, right? It's rock solid. It's not weak, okay? It's tight. It's tightly bound up, but it's not necessarily weak. Maybe these muscles are weak. So you learn through our stretch and sculpt, okay, what muscles we need to actually release and loosen and what muscles we need to tighten and tone. Working places at the end ranges of muscles, like really working the feet, the tootsies, the ankles, the calf, the hands. All these things need to be worked in order to work all the way up, in order to find beautiful posture that allows us to have our skeleton hold us up beautifully. This is an anti-aging workout. Being able to feel free in your body, being able to now be fit to go off and do anything else that you want to do in your life, Do you want to get down on the ground and play with your grandchildren and be able to come back up, spring up and run after them? Yes. Do you want to garden? You want to be able to garden and get up and not be crippled for the next 3 weeks, right? This is the promise of a beautifully designed anti-aging workout. Now, a lot of you will probably say, okay, Renee, I can get all that, but how about aerobics? Don't we need to condition our aerobic system? Well, of course we do, but not first. That's not the first thing that you want to do, right? The first thing we got to do is get our body fit in a good place where we're feeling good and we're mobile and flexible in our body, getting stronger. Now we're fit to go out and get some more aerobics. Now, my favorite way to do aerobics, I have 2 favorites actually. One, of course, you guys know is walking, which is why I'm now having more of the stretch and stride classes, because now we can walk, get some aerobics going on, and move the body at the same time, then stretch it all out at the end. So that's a beautifully designed anti-aging workout. It's one you can do daily because it's not so intense that you're also hurting yourself in any way. You're not exhausting your energy system, exhausting the adrenals. You're just getting the heart rate up in a way that doesn't overdo, it doesn't stress. Do you know when you do extreme exercise, that's a really big stress on the body. It creates inflammation. It creates free radicals. That's not what we want to do. We want to be able to move the body, yes, get good cardiovascular conditioning, but in a way that's gentle on the body, but still conditions. My second way that I love to move is to dance. And I don't mean just, a special doing it, very perfectly. I mean just to put some music on and just move the body. What a beautiful, fun way to cardiovascular conditioning. Now, I wanted to mention one other thing about that hardcore aerobics as well. Thinking about this, when we're really tight in the body, right, when we haven't loosened up that fascia and really worked to open up all those tight places, one of the biggest places that we tend to get tight, right, because of this, all this holding in and contracting, is right in here. Now, where do we tend to breathe, especially when we're tight and we're stressed out? Yeah, you guys know we breathe from here. And we can't get good oxygenation in from here. So another great reason to open up first, to unlock the fascia and to unlock then all those tight muscles, is to be able to open up in the rib cage. So now when you take those deep breaths, you can take them in, get a deeper breath, expanding through the rib cage and exhaling. So now you get the benefits of the aerobic capacity. Okay, so it's all built, it's beautifully designed to go from one to the next to the next. And before you know it, you are feeling so great in your body, you'll forget that you used to get up out of bed like this. So I hope that that helped answer the question, what does a good, well-designed anti-aging workout consist of? Thanks, girls. Let me just do a quick see who's here. Kat, how darling, and Kat definitely knows that how beautifully this is because it's helped her body so much. And hi, Pam, you have as well, and Amy and Isa joined. So ladies, thank you so much for joining. Listen, if you liked this, I'd so appreciate it if you comment for me. Send me questions. I'd love to answer them. I can also use those to do some more teaching, some more Facebook Lives, and share it if you would. Share it on your timeline. Let's spread the love, spread the education, and allow the people that you know and love to get the value of this great information that we're sharing today. Thanks so much, girls. And if you want, come join me. Stretch class, relax and release at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard tonight. Thanks. Have a great day.